you can only watch it for the first time once. It'll be interesting to see what we catch and what we don't.
Did you ever play the video game Mass Effect?
This is where Babylon 5 is becoming Babylon 5.
That was great. I love that.
100% completely accurate, definitive ranking of Babylon 5.
I love it so much.
We're officially into it, Jeff.
The year is 2025. The name of the podcast, Babylon 5, for the second time.
Welcome to Babylon 5 for the second time. My name is Brent Allen.
And I'm Jeff Akin. Brent and I used to be Star Trek podcasters, and then we sat down, we watched Babylon 5 for the first time, and everything changed. Now you're joining us as we watch this incredible episode for the second time, catching all the things that there was no possible way we would have known about the first time around.
That's right. But don't worry, folks. We are still searching for those sci-fi messages that we find in this series. No particular franchise owns messages. It's what the genre does best. You know, it does things like holds up a mirror to society. It tells us that there can be hope that things will be better in the future, or maybe it just gives us a glimpse into how to be better human beings to one another. And I cannot wait to look for those in this episode again. That being said, this is a warning. Jeff, we need like a sound drop here.
We've been talking about that for a couple episodes now.
Well, we need to make it happen. Right. This is your warning. This is your spoiler warning. Everything from this point forward could be, and probably will be full of spoilers. This is Jeff and mine's second watch as we're going through. We have completed our entire first watch. All limits are off. We could talk about anything from any point in the franchise, from Crusade, from novels, from cons, from books, from anything. We can talk about it all. That is fair game. So if you have not watched this incredible series yet for the first time, please consider this your spoiler warning. We encourage you to stop listening to us right now. Go back, catch us with the first watch where everything is spoiler free, and then catch back up with us here on the second watch.
And on the second watch today, Brent, we're watching the Geometry of Shadows. Do you happen to remember what you thought of this one?
I do. I remember thinking, meh.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I knew at some point, like the shadows were going to be something, like just kind of the title, right? Like we knew the season was the coming of shadows, and this is the geometry of shadows. I didn't know what the shadows were, even at this point, but I knew they were going to be something. And I really expected this to answer that question. It did not answer this question at all. I remember feeling that the Technomage thing was super cool, but ultimately it turned into a big old bag of nothing until we got to Crusade, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like I loved that in Crusade, but I remember feeling through the course of the season, or at least through the first part of this episode, the first watch of this, nothing significant happened. Now, that said, Jeff, this is not my second watch of this episode.
Okay.
No, and this was because before we had decided how everything was going to happen, like things were still in flux. This was still early in our run, you know. When we got towards the end of season 2, I actually rewatched this episode through new lies because Londo had made his turn by that point, and people were like, "You got to foreshadow all the stuff that Londo's going to do." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't know foreshadowing yet because I haven't got there." And so I wound up going back to watch it to really see, like, what does this mean for Londo and what his character went. And I went, oh, I get it now. So there's a little bit of, I've already been adjusted and corrected on this episode. That being said, that was still a year and a half ago or
so,
whatever. No, it's been more than a year, well, almost 2 years, I guess, at this point. So I don't fully know everything or remember everything. And I didn't watch it with the end in mind. You know, like I'm watching it now knowing Londo is the emperor and he's standing there just taking the keeper and, you know, being a man. Right. I didn't know that then. Yeah. So I'm excited to watch this and see all the stuff we missed for the first time. Jeff, what did you think about this episode the first time around?
One of the things I remember in this one was that I got to quote Rush. I tend to remember the episodes I get to do, which is most. Maybe that's why I remember so many of the episodes, is I like the ones where I get to quote Rush. But got to quote their song Territories from their Power Windows record, because it's all about following, you know, when a cloth or a rag is unfurled, because this, of course, is the green purple episode. So I remember that quite a bit and enjoying that whole storyline. And I kind of thought the same with the techno mages. Hey, cool idea. I like this. Hope we see more of them.
Right.
And then, okay.
Right.
Like that seemed neat. I liked some of the Veer stuff in it. But honestly, most of my memories are around the Drazi storyline on this one.
The Drazi one. Yeah. You do make a few Rush references in this one.
Oh, a few.
You do. And it's so much so that it really, like, of all the drinking games that people could have played with us, that every time Jeff makes a Rush reference.
I think there are games. I think that's a thing.
Yeah.
And I know that's on there.
Yeah. So,
which is fine. I'm good with that.
Right. Now, you want to know how I know that?
How?
Because I went back and listened to our last episode, our first watch of the whole thing. Would you like to know some of the stuff you said or we said?
I'm a little nervous, but yeah.
It's so good. There's some fun stuff. We loved Veer in this episode.
Okay.
And we just kind of flippantly said, you know what could happen one day?
No.
Veer could be emperor.
What?
We sure did.
Look at us.
We sure did. We loved Michael and Sarah for the first. Also, we had no clue about the historic nature of the name Elric.
Correct.
And we kind of put our foots in our mouths and just sort of let our rear ends hang out there.
Really?
Like it was not okay. But yeah, we were just like, but we had no clue. We were innocent. We were innocent. That innocence has been lost. And we now know better. Like
we do.
And it's honestly, it's a really cool name.
It is.
What we actually said was it was probably like JMS's own personal D&D name.
Yeah,
is where we posited that.
It's still, even knowing everything about it, it's still a D&D name. Like,
I would use it to be 100%. Honest with you. Yeah. So it's something else. I said this was a weird episode, man. A weird episode, and I really just didn't even understand what happened in it. And what I was saying was this was an episode about a whole bunch of very interesting stuff with nothing that got finished. Like I loved the Techno Mage, I loved the Drazi fight, but all of it just had no ending. And I was very put out with the fact that there was no ending to any of those storylines. At least it didn't feel like there was an ending to it. I'd asked the question if the Techno Mages were the Soul Hunters of season 2.
Okay.
Like these guys that come in and they're going to do a thing and then they're just going to disappear. And you and I both, and you hammered this home of like, we need to see the Techno Mages again. We're going to see the Techno Mages again. Like we were waiting. And if I remember through our first run, Jeff, as late as season 5, we were still going, those Techno Mages are going to come back up. They're going to come back up. And they just never did.
They didn't.
Until Crusade.
Exactly.
So, well,
one of the many
until the movie.
One of the many wrongs that Crusade righted.
It was.
Actually,
it was.
Many,
I think Techno Mages was one of our big dangling threads.
I think it was.
Was what was one of those. So, yeah. Now I had a pretty good prediction too.
Yeah.
In this one, I said I specifically said I was like they're clearly setting up Londo to go bad and to have a redemption arc.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Thus begin.
And even to be the sacrificial lamb of the show.
Really?
Now, listen, and we have said, and we have heard it said by our council chambers and by our commenters on YouTube and in Patreon, the story of Babylon 5 is the story of Londo Mollari. Right? And the idea that by the end, he really is, he's sacrificing himself to the keeper, to the minions of the shadows. What are they called? I forget. The Drakh.
The Drakh.
To the Drakh. He's sacrificing himself to that, really to keep everything else safe.
Yeah.
And to do what he is a hero by the end, for sure.
Totally.
So
good for you. Good call.
Right. I was like, yes. I will say this. I straight up compared the Drazi though to the Packlids from Star Trek.
Yeah.
They watch for it in this episode because I think they're very Packlid-esque. Although I do have to know I did that while I was out of buzzers.
Oh, that's
I'd already used my buzzers, and
you tended to use yours and then use mine, and then ask if you could use mine after you used mine.
Did I really?
Yeah,
that sounds like something I do. Jeff, you had said that now understand we first did this episode in 2022, 2023.
I think 22 probably, maybe early 23.
You said this whole Drazi thing is basically what the 2024 US presidential election was going to look like. I'm not sure that you were wrong.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, look how people just pick the leader. Look how people, like, on both sides. It's like, hey, you got a scarf.
Right? How about this one?
Right.
Sorry.
You complained,
no,
Jeff.
Not me.
You complained.
Never.
That this episode did very little except to shine another light on where lights have already been shining.
Okay.
You talked about like how throughout all season 1, we kept seeing Sinclair and the Minbari. But like, as we did it, it never really, like, it didn't seem to advance the storyline. But I would argue with you on that point now, having rewatched the season again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like every time we saw it, it did actually add to it. But you kind of felt like we've seen Londo in the Shadows. This was just more, hey, Londo in the Shadows, it's going to be a thing, and we're not going to tell you or do anything with it. It's just, we're just pointing it out, you know. So you were a little miffed with that. You had another prediction that you hit too, which I thought was really good.
Yeah.
You said that when Londo goes bad, Veer is going to be the next ambassador.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. You also said that Garibaldi was going to fall from grace, believing the lies.
Oh. No, I definitely meant different lies at the time.
You did.
It's what happened.
That's you hit that one. You also had this prediction. You were just throwing stuff out in this episode. You thought that the techno mages were the ones who were dinking around with Babylon 4, that they were the ones pushing it through time and doing stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Even now, it's like, yeah, that would totally make sense.
Yep. You also said this. I'm going to quote you here because I wrote it down.
Okay.
Said, you do not bring out something as cool as the techno mages and have somebody like Michael Ansara play him, only to have it be a one-off thing in a pretty crummy episode. Because you were just banking that they were coming back, that it was going to be a thing.
Yeah, I swung hard on that one.
Right? You did say this. You said, what if Londo becomes emperor and has the shadows backing him? He would be unstoppable.
Oh my gosh, but you know what? He was so stoppable.
He was, but also
still,
like having the shadows backing him. You also Jeff, I wanted to slap the ever-loving snot out of you on this one. But I'm going to save it after this, because this one I was very much in agreement with you on. You figured out a way to solve the Drazi problem.
Okay.
You figured out the best way to solve it is to televise it and put it in the Muda-Do and sell ads. Or put it in the Mutai and sell ads. No, you were absolutely right.
Yeah.
Like just sell tickets to the event, make it a whole thing. Just monetize the whole thing out of it.
Totally. I think that's brilliant.
Right. But here's the thing. I really wanted to slap you on this. You're just kind of getting off on the leadership thing and how Sheridan's treating Ivanova in this one and kind of letting Ivanova handle stuff. And you're like, you said, Brent, there's a reason that Sheridan is a captain and Sinclair was just a lowly commander. Stay off my boy there, bruh.
Yeah. But you know what? At the time, I bet you were right. You had my back at the time. You're like, yeah.
Oh, I absolutely did. But now I want to punch you. So anyway, that was my experience. Hopefully similar to the experience of some of you out there who were listening to us the first round wanting to punch Jeff, and probably me too. Jeff, that's what we said.
Mm-hmm.
Did JMS say anything interesting about this episode?
He had nothing to say at all about it, actually.
Really?
He's like, that one? I don't know about that one. I don't remember that one.
No.
I actually had a couple things to say on this one.
Okay. I was going to be like, yo.
He had less than I thought he would have, actually, but still quite a bit. One thing that I found in just digging through stuff, and this was, oh man, I'm excited to share this one with you. So he had determined pretty early on, well, about halfway-ish through season 1, that he was going to need a Sheridan-esque character. His original plan had put too much on the character of Sinclair, and like all of the coincidences that would have had to happen to move things forward just weren't feasible. So he had the idea, and what he named that character was John Strider.
Strider,
directly related to Aragorn in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. That's interesting.
He straight up, I want a character like that to come in and do it. And so until they cast someone, he never came up with the actual name. In fact, we shared this, I think, in Points of Departure, I think. Yeah, that Bruce Boxleitner is a big Civil War buff. And so that's where they came up with the name Sheridan to tie him to General Sheridan from the Union side. But here's the thing I've been dying to tell you.
Okay.
So we're going to have this Strider character. Here, Warner Brothers and P10 is my list of preferred actors for the role. Do you want to take a guess who was at the very top of that list? The person he actually like argued and fought to get?
Do not say Viggo Mortensen.
That would have been amazing, but no. Michael York.
No.
They had King Arthur all but signed. They just needed P10 to sign off on a thing, and he would have been John Sheridan. But P10 said, well, Next Generation already has Patrick Stewart, and we can't have audiences thinking that all captains are British.
There's a point to that, except Picard is French, but whatever.
Right, yeah.
There's a good that's a good point on their part.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's two TV shows.
Look, here's the thing. If Michael York would have come in and played Sheridan, as an actor, he would have played that in an incredibly different way than he played Arthur.
Or
whatever that name is. So it's not while it does certain things in me that's oh no, that would have been a train wreck, or that would have whatever. Look, while I don't have the nostalgia for Michael York that a lot of other people have, when I see him in an episode, it doesn't make me get all warm and fuzzy inside. It's just not, I don't have that for him.
Mm-hmm.
I do also recognize he's a fine actor. He is a well-respected actor, and he's been around for a very long time. I always recognize him as Professor Asher Fleming from Gilmore Girls. That's where I know him from.
Yeah.
And he was a little bit of a Franklin creep in that one is really what he was. So, but we'll get to that in a couple weeks.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was really fascinating. He talked about the green and purple of all of this. He actually had a pretty fun anecdote that he talked about, but he chose green because it made him think of soil and grass and labor and kind of representing the working class of people.
Oh, okay.
Versus purple, which is
royalty.
It's a royalty.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
ruling class, working class sort of a thing.
Oh.
But what he thought, so he had...
Jeff, I'm sorry. If only being royalty was as easy as drawing a scarf out of a barrel every couple of years,
Well, you know what? In a way it is. It's just a question of
where you're born. You have zero control over. Yeah.
Who did I pop out of and who...
You put that so...
Oh, I was going to make it worse.
Blunt.
Somebody popping into them to pop you out. And...
Oh, Jeff, this is a family-friendly show.
I'm just saying, it's all a roll of the dice, ultimately. But he had a fun anecdote about how, to him, the green and purple, that wasn't the important thing. The important thing was the scarves. This is just the whole allegory. And we talked about this, I remember, a lot in our first-time episode. But the whole thing is if aliens showed up to Earth and we were fighting each other, they'd be hey, you're all the same species. What are you doing? What are you fighting for?
Yep.
And we would hold up a flag. And he's that's just ridiculous. So he's I wanted it to be scarves just to show for it to be that ridiculous. And he's but I was at a con and people started breaking off into green and purple sections. And then people started using it and it became this whole thing. And I was yeah, that's not the point. And in fact, I was thinking about it. His whole thing was wanting to tell the story, and the colors weren't the thing. And he's all of you coming together to represent a color and defend that color actually means you've completely missed the point of the message I'm trying to convey here.
I love that JMS is actively saying there is a message I am trying to convey.
Yeah.
I'm not just telling a story. There is a message I'm trying to convey. And I'm love that he does that.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I don't think that happens in so much of television that's out there.
Well, I think you can't do an episode like this without that level of intention.
Very true.
Right?
Very true.
I remember having questions around and still questions around the geometry of shadows. What's all that about? And it actually has very little to do with the shadows. It seemed a good metaphor for the techno-mages. Mix of science with something dark and mysterious. How do you work out the geometry of something that in one sense doesn't really exist, but is a projection of something else that does exist? So we thought talking about geometry of shadows was a good way to describe techno magic.
Okay.
Apparently in this episode, Garibaldi tells some joke and it's super lame and whatever.
Okay.
That was intentional. He was trying to show that he's trying way too hard and that his spirit's not into it. But I pulled that out because I'm just like, I don't remember the joke at all. We probably
we'll look for it.
But it's a big thing.
But we'll look for it like a giant wrench, man. Probably miss it.
And totally never see it. Ivanova gets her field promotion to commander in this episode.
Okay, I'm sorry. I heard we talked about that a lot on the show about what it was for Ivanova to get a promotion. What was she before?
Lieutenant commander.
Oh, now she's full commander. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there, I was like, she's just always been Commander Ivanova to me. Like, what is she? Okay. So that's what it is. All right.
Yeah.
Fair.
But what's interesting, so Sheridan gives her that in this one. The original plan was for President Clark to specifically promote her in points of departure. But they figured that, like, we're already introducing General Haig and John Sheridan. It's just too much to have in here.
Okay.
You've got a picture for those on the audio feed. Brent has a picture of the Drazi, behind him. Mm-hmm. This is the the episode really, where the prosthetics really start to show and the alien characters start to have personality and actual characters that come out.
Uh-huh.
And he says it's because they created what they called the Babylon 5 Alien Rep Group. In the first season, they had like 5 people, and this year now they're up to 12 actors, taking the full head and in some cases body casts, so they can use them in mid-level speaking roles as aliens and rotate them in and out. And Green Drazi number 1 is one such rep that we will see endlessly.
And he'll be a Drazi, and he'll be a. Is he always going to be the Drazi?
No, I think this
will he be like the Brakiri, and he'll be a Pakmara, and a Markab, and
all the things.
Okay. Because he does, I do remember thinking and looking at the photo right here, I was like, this is like the same Drazi we see throughout the whole show.
Yep. Same dude.
Yeah.
Same dude. Now, in this last one, I'm going to upset a lot of people because I don't know how to say a word in it. But you mentioned us missing the point on Elric in the name of Elric. So Elric is named after the main character of Michael Moorcock's books, many of them. Comics and short stories and novels and books, over 30 different like stories that involve this person named Elric VII, the 428th Emperor of Melnibone.
Okay.
Something like that. But apparently, like, I'm not familiar, but people who are familiar love his work, and Elric is a very common like piece of drawn art from fantasy novels and things like that. In fact, I know some of our council chambers, people have created art and own art about Elric. And here it is, Suzanne in the council chambers chat. Melnibone. I can't say it.
There's no D in there. Melnibone.
But
Melnibone. Boy, say that 10 times fast.
I'm not going to. No. So that's Elric and who he was. So yeah, like a big deal especially in that fandom. So now we know.
That is not anything, like, I've never heard that name, Michael Moorcock. I've never heard, like, that's not in my sphere. So I love knowing that that's out there, and I'm super interested. Like, I kind of want to go check it out and like look into it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. He's got this big old sword that sucks the souls out of people. He's albino, so he's all white, and his hair is all white. Which, maybe Michael Ansara is that. He just shaves his head. No, he's got eyebrows, I think, in this, so maybe not. So black eyebrows. Maybe he dyes them. Either way, but that's what I got from scouring the everything. So what do you say we dive in and watch this episode?
Yeah, let's do that.
If you're joining us for the first time here, welcome. We love every episode is somebody's first, and it's super cool that you're here. We love that you're here with us right now. But the way this works is Brent and I are going to watch the episode. It's going to pop up right here in just about, 30, 40 seconds, and we're going to watch this thing. If you're on YouTube, then you're going to see the edited, cut up version of that. The full and unedited version is on our Patreon page, patreon.com/Babylon5First, the number 5, the word first. There's a link down in the show notes.
And if you're listening to us on an audio podcasting app, I don't know, Apple, Spotify, any of those out there, Podcatcher, you name it.
Or you know what? Or Good Pods, where Brent, you and I, we are for years now, are the #1 Star Trek podcast on the entire app.
That's us.
Not a Star Trek podcast. Not a Star Trek podcast.
Audible. Some people might be listening on Audible or wherever you're doing it. You're going to hear all the reactions and stuff. We used to keep it out, but we thought it'd be better just to put it in. And then we'll meet you on the other side to talk about those messages as we share our thoughts. So, Jeff, let's go watch an episode.
Let's do it.
Accessing file.
Does it hurt when I do that?
No, it's fine. I don't feel a thing.
Yeah, don't do that to your doctor.
Ow! Hey.
That's what happens when you do that to your doctor.
Lie to me.
Right?
I imagine you'll be able to get back to work in the next day or so, providing you don't exert yourself.
Yeah, well, I gotta check in with the new captain first, find out if he even wants me around. Besides, I don't know about this guy. I keep thinking about how everybody and his brother wanted Sinclair out of here. Now all of a sudden this change of command. Sinclair I could trust. This guy, I don't know.
Garibaldi specifically was meant to be the voice of the audience in these early season 2 episodes.
Oh, yeah?
Who is this guy? Can we trust him?
Yeah.
What's the deal?
So we quietly set up monitoring
Rifa!
This is his first episode, yeah.
I forgot about Rifa.
Yes, I'm sure it sounded quite absurd. More like insane. But then the monitors went silent.
He just called Londo an idiot to
sent
his
in later
face.
confirmed that the entire non-outpost had been wiped out. Very well.
Rifa here was introduced directly so that we didn't think Londo was just evil Centauri.
Okay.
He was brought in to be like, no, this is evil Centauri. There's a whole range beyond him.
We need more people like you, Malari. Full.
It's a good question.
You can be trusted.
So real quick before they go into this, because this next conversation is pretty important. Mm-hmm. One of the questions you and I had through the first season was, what is the hair thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it just a part of their bone makeup, or is there something like the height of the hair or the shape of the hair? Does that have any implication as far as social status or different things like that? And this was the episode where we were like, we're seeing him style it, so they do it this way on purpose. This was the episode where we realized that. So,
well, in the script with Rifa and his character notes specifically said, don't go overboard with the hair. Because apparently, in Signs and Portents, dude had big hair.
He did, yeah.
And he was afraid makeup was going to this whole status thing was just going to get way out of control. So they're like, let's start.
Because Veer's hair is actually bigger now than it was when we first saw him. So, he's looking. Veer is looking a little more aged. Like when we first met him, he kind of looked like a teenager.
Totally.
Remember him playing the video game?
Yeah, straight out of a frat house.
Yeah, he really was. Like he's still kind of a goob. I say that with all love and respect for Veer and Steven first. Like, I love the character, but that's why I love him, is because he's a goob and I'm a goob. So there you go. I are one, but he does look a little more mature. Man, just look at that evil side eye. I love the loyalty that this guy has for Londo through the entire show.
Well, to Londo and the Centauri, right? Because he's going to stand up for Londo forever, but he'll roll over on Londo for the Centauri.
And he'll roll over on Londo and the Centauri for what's right.
For what's right, yeah.
He will. But in doing so, he's still loyal to Londo and into his people.
The Emperor is old, sick, and frightened. The recent death of his son, there's no clear line of succession. When the time comes, my associates and I intend to fill that vacuum. It will not be easy.
Interesting that he says my associates. It's a very Morden thing.
Resistance may require force.
Is it Morden?
Can we count on your support?
Or no? I don't. It's not.
Your asking could be considered treason.
Or the first step in restoring our people to their rightful place in the galaxy, depending on who writes the history books.
Terrorist or rebel?
I think it will be us. What do you think?
I think that we have a great deal of work ahead of us.
That's Londo right there. We've seen Londo through the Born to the Purple, and I wear a mask and I have no power, and I forgot how to dance and my shoes are too tight. Like we've seen the real Londo, and then we see Londo get pulled into the glare of I could be emperor. I could his own glory. And that really is his downfall, is he's unable to shake that piece.
It's very comfortable in his mask.
Right.
station house. Give another Drazi fight to Cesar.
I like that bit of ADR over the fight.
The Babylon project was our last.
It would have been cool if he said we have another Drazi fight.
Right.
Like make it sound bigger.
That's honestly what I thought he said at first. I was like, no, he didn't say that. He just said a Drazi fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing to call out.
What's a technomage? We used to have them back home long ago. They use science to achieve the effect of magic. I haven't seen one in years. They almost never travel. They don't like to leave their places of power. To see even one of them is a rare thing. To see more than one at a time is considered a very bad omen.
Stand by. We'll be right back. Are you ready to take your Babylon 5 for the first time experience to the next level? With our exclusive Patreon, you'll get access to all kinds of cool stuff that you can only find there. Our recording notes, unedited reaction videos, an exclusive Discord community. And you can even be listed as a producer of the show. Plus, we even offer exclusive meet and greets and hangouts. You won't find this kind of experience anywhere else. Get all these amazing benefits, plus the opportunity to interact with other fans from around the world. It's being part of a huge community where everyone shares the same appreciation for Babylon 5. Subscribe at patreon.com/Babylon5First. That's the number 5 and the word first to get access to these incredible benefits. That's patreon.com/Babylon5First. We can't wait to see you there. I think we saw that in Crusade when we saw more than one.
How long has this fighting been going on?
It's been building for the last couple of weeks. It's a cultural thing. Once every 5 years, all the Drazi here and at home divide up into 2 camps and fight.
This is like 2 big exposition pieces back to back.
It's not a fight to the death.
No, whichever side wins the most victories becomes a dominant group for the next 5 years. When it starts all over again.
Actually, the timing of this may work out to be a good thing. I have decided that it is time for you to start learning the fine art of diplomacy. You could handle the low-priority conflicts would help me to focus on the other problems.
Also,
Besides,
I don't want to deal with this.
Responsibility comes with any promotion. I know it's annoying and inconvenient, but...
Did you say promotion?
Yes, would you like some juice? It's fresh from the hydroponic garden. I told him to leave the pulp in.
It's like, yeah.
Are you a pulp guy?
Don't you think?
I can do pulp.
I'm a pulp guy. I prefer pulp in mine.
I pushed through the paperwork the day after I got here.
Thank you.
Now your first job will be to find a peaceful solution to the
I also
Drazi
love how he
problem.
does the management thing
If you
of,
excuse me,
hey, here's a really tough
I have to pay a
thing,
visit to someone.
and it's an opportunity for you.
Right.
The currents that we think are the one that's going to make us stronger, they're the ones that are going to destroy us. And the ones that we think are going to destroy us, they're the ones that are going to make us stronger. Now, the other current...
There!
So amazing.
Yes or
so
no?
amazing.
Yes!
I'm going to let you write that down and talk about that, because that's great.
Why?
I was thinking about what Rifa said before he left. They're looking for a sign back home. Before our first emperor took the throne of the Centauri Republic, he consulted 3 technomages who gave him their blessing. They want me to help restore the Republic? No, I will consult them. It will have considerable influence back home. Go to them. Arrange it. I'll be in my quarters.
Londo,
Go figure it
I really
out.
don't think I want to do this. Londo?
Don't. Londo, he took 2 drinks and fell out, man.
But that is such a cool scene, knowing what happens after, spoiler alert, he kills Cartagia and he hits the bottle.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, looking at it this way, it's literally like here, it's like, hey, I cannot hold my liquor. All the way over. This next scene is a big deal scene, and I love the way that we all know what it is, but it's never just outright and said what it is. It's very realistic.
Yeah. And we'll laugh again, though.
Maybe it'd just be easier on everybody if I resigned and moved on.
Probably.
That was quick.
The universe doesn't give you any points for doing things that are easy.
You know, I don't know if I've ever talked about this on this show, but I distinctly remember I had a moment at one point early on in my career, I guess, as a parent, right? And I remember I was just sort of standing in my bathroom and just like, man, maybe it would just be better if I left, because I'm going to screw this kid up.
Really?
I I do not have what it takes to make this happen. And I'm like, I'm going to be a bad influence on this kid. I'm going to like, this is all not going to go well. And maybe before I screw him up, I should just let him go. Now I had that thought for about 13 and a half seconds.
Yeah.
You know, and then I was like, are you dumb? Do you know how much more damage you would do by just leaving your kid? Like it's you know, and it's your presence as a parent. Like it's your presence that really, you know, you just got to show up. You win if you just show up.
Right.
But to what Garibaldi was just saying here, maybe it's better if I just move on. Maybe it's better. Like I kind of remember being in that spot for a little bit, and I've certainly been in that spot with other things that were less important than, you know, parenting my child, you know. But that's a real spot I think so many people can relate to. Like, maybe it's just time to move on, you know. But I love Sheridan's response, not only to the thing he was holding, but also to what he was just saying. The universe doesn't give you points for taking what's easy.
Yeah.
You know, we all got to choose between what's right and what's easy.
What I love specifically about what Sheridan did here is he told Garibaldi he was right.
Yeah.
I should probably just leave. Yeah, you probably should. Because what that does is it immediately just sucks the wind. Like Garibaldi has no argument anymore. Yes, you're right. You should go. Also, let's do the hard thing. I'm down for doing the hard thing. Now you can't go back and tell me how you're not good at this because I already agreed with you.
Right.
It's an incredible negotiating tactic.
And just being a human to one another.
Yeah.
Great being a human to one another piece.
I need someone I can trust running security. I'd like it to be you. Hold your job open as long as I can. Don't take too long, okay?
This station is dedicated to the goal of finding peaceful solutions to our problems. We'd like to find one here. Now, you can start by helping me to understand the precise nature of the conflict between the two sides that you've set up.
I love this. Help me understand.
Uh-huh.
Purple.
Green. No, I understand that there are two factions, but what is your point of contention?
Purple.
I'm ready for it too.
Purple.
Green.
Pack-led.
Yes, but who gets to wear the purple sash and who gets to wear the green sash? I mean, is it based on income or caste or rank? Or...
We put green and purple in great barrel, equal to numbers of Drazi. Then we reach in, we take.
Do you think they just have like extra sashes hanging out?
Well, now there are two. The two fight until there are one.
Okay, so in other words, would you two please step forward for a minute, please?
See that look they just gave each other?
Right.
So what you're trying to tell me?
I mean, and this
if
makeup
I
is
take this
not as
purple
good as
sash
the other dude.
off of him and put it onto him.
Oh.
Is this one thing alone enough to start?
Dude, but that one guy was wearing green and purple.
Yeah.
So that moment right there, Jeff.
Hello?
I don't know if you remember this. We talked about this at some point. That whole thing where she got crushed by those people was added in because Claudia actually injured her leg.
She did. He
wrote it into the story.
She was in her garden chasing a bird. That's how the story goes. And fell, as you do.
Yeah, as that happens. Wrote it into the story.
I'm here on behalf of Ambassador Malari, and I need to speak to someone who is in charge.
Okay, what's better, this golem monster or the golden dragon?
So far, the golem, because you can't see it.
I think that golden dragon, man, that was just.
I think this is.
I think so. Dragon.
My name is Vir Kodo, diplomatic attaché. My name is
Program.
I love how he kept repeating
Don't
that.
frighten easily.
I work for Ambassador Malari. After a while, nothing bothers.
What would have been great is if you just said, "My name is Vir Kodo. I am an ambassador."
Kept it up.
My employer requests an audience.
I'm sorry. Neither I nor my brothers do private audiences.
We learn by doing, and in the process, you're going to fall on your face a few times. Though I didn't think you'd take it quite that literally. So, what's your next move?
Maybe find a non-violent way to structure the conflict so that nobody gets hurt.
Good. So, keep me informed and take care of that foot.
You ever hear about how Ronald Reagan used to treat like Colin Powell and stuff when like Colin Powell tells a story about how he'd be like, "Hey, so here's this problem, this, that, and the other." And Ronald Reagan just sit there and smile and listen to him. And he'd be like, and his answer was, "Okay, so what are you going to do about it? Because I didn't hear anything in there that had anything to do with me."
Yep.
which was his way of just being like, okay, I trust you to solve the problem. You got it. Like, that's really what he was saying in that moment. Like, I kind of love that.
That is the correct way to do it. And what I love leadership moment here with Sheridan. He said this great thing. The only way to learn is by doing. And when you do, you're going to fall on your face. Mm-hmm. When you're bringing up new leaders like he is here, you identify the situations where failure is okay. Yeah. Right. Where it's like, this is relatively low stakes. It's not easy. It's important. And it's relatively low stakes. Go. And if you completely hose it, we can clean it up on the backside. Because you're going to help clean it up. Right. Yeah. Not in a punishment way, but because you're going to learn.
You've got to give people the space to fail.
Yep.
You just have to make, you got to know what the consequence, like,
what are the stakes?
Don't let them, you got to know what the stakes are. Like, don't make it like, but give them space to fail where the stakes are low. Like,
totally. Yeah. I like to, when people come to me, I was really messed up, I failed at whatever. And I'm like, well, did you really fail? Because like, we're still here. The thing is still here. Like, we can still do it. Did you really fail, or did you just gather more information?
Right.
And now that you have, what are you going to do with that information that you've gathered?
Mm-hmm.
Go do it again and do it better. Right.
For security. Tell the jal'Zha we'll meet in chambers and we'll try this again.
Then you are familiar with the technomages,
Only by name and reputation.
On my world, we have had considerable experience with them. They can be a source of great trouble, unless one knows how to deal with them.
And you do?
Of course.
With
so many here at one time, and you being new to Babylon 5 and your inexperience in such matters, no offense.
Oh, none taken. I'll set up a meeting. 9 o'clock?
I'll be there. I'm pleased, Captain, that our first discussions have gone so smoothly. I'm looking forward to many more in the future.
That's an interesting
Until later,
line.
then.
Knowing the conversations they're going to have in the future.
Commander Ivanova, I thought you should know.
I can tell by the sense of joy permeating the room that I was right to offer my services as a mediator.
Is this the one who brought us to your attention?
Only after I'd heard about your situation at my security briefing.
Captain, you have been used. This creature has been seeking an audience with me ever since I arrived.
Employer requests an audience.
The loud
you were saying.
Recording a conversation. A very low thing to do. But in the interest of good relations, I am willing to forgive.
I love they show the recording device when he says that.
I accept. I assume you will not take advantage of this gesture or misrepresent it as some sort of endorsement.
Of course not.
Risky business. Condemning my recording device while using one.
Paul asked the question, does that little thing have a rewind and fast forward button?
I do not like to be used.
I like that.
Learn manners and respect this moment on. You will.
You should leave, Ambassador, before I decide to report your attempt to bug my office and send you back home on the slowest transport I can find.
That's good threat. That's good.
Send you back on the slowest transport I can find. That's
heavy,
dude.
That's hardcore.
That's like okay. So you're gonna break into somebody's house, but you're not gonna like steal anything valuable. You're just gonna do things that are annoying. You're gonna steal all the batteries out of the remotes. Like what do you do? Like that's that kind of a response.
We are dreamers, shapers, singers, and makers, and we know many things, such as
that's your opening monologue right there to their show.
14 words to make someone fall in love with you forever. How to rediscover dreams when the world has stolen them from you. That is why we are going away, to preserve that knowledge.
From what?
I keep thinking of what Elric was just saying, but thinking of Galen.
Okay.
Right? Restoring dreams that were lost, that were taken away, earthly things and whatever. That's Galen's whole thing, right? Like his girlfriend was killed and he's trying to do this thing, but like everything that Elric is saying right here in describing the technomages, we saw reflected in Galen.
Right.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, again, what a fully fleshed out and thought cool thing that he just plopped here. And in Babylon 5, we never came back to again.
But, okay, let me defend it. They're going away.
Right,
we're meeting them as they're on their way out.
They're the Vendreezy.
He's dropping just a little nugget here on Londo. There's a little bit of world building and stuff. Although I will still say, and this was one of those things we went back in time. We told JMS he should do it this way, and he insisted on his way. He can be a little stubborn sometimes, as he does. That. That what should have happened is like Jinxo and the Techno Mage and like these kind of one-off dudes, like Infection Dude, like superpowered Infection Dude, not like regular Infection Dude. I'm talking about like superpowered Infection Dude. Like these guys all come in at the end in like an Avengers Endgame style, like all just to help with the big fight at the end. Mm-hmm. Turns out the fight was more just a leave, and they said okay.
Yeah, all right.
So whatever.
We're catching them on their journey.
But I was going to say, in context of what's happening in the greater story, it makes absolute sense why we never see them again until Galen turns up, and we shouldn't have seen him, but turns out he was the outcast. And although, what if we got Galen in Babylon 5 and had him there?
And we saw that it wouldn't really work in whatever movie that was with him and Sheridan.
Called Arms.
Called Arms. Look at you.
Yeah, right.
From what?
But no, okay.
There is a storm.
Pause.
Black and terrible storm.
Sorry. To recover dreams that the world has stolen away, we can do that. But we're going away to preserve that knowledge. The question is not what are you running from? The question is to what end?
Yeah. Like what are you holding and what is it that you're going to do with that?
But who are you doing it for at this point? You want to restore dreams that the world has stolen away, but you're going to leave from all the people who would be having those dreams. I get it. You want to preserve the knowledge and you don't want to be used yourselves and that sort of stuff. But again, to what end? So great. You go save $1 bajillion in the apocalypse. Money doesn't mean anything in the apocalypse. Who cares? Okay, you're going to go preserve all this knowledge. Great. But you're going to leave with nobody left there to preserve it for. Who cares?
I think that's actually the thing is they're leaving because they know that the galaxy is hosed. They're like, these people aren't ready for what's coming and they're not going to make it. So let's get out of here so that when the Vorlons and the Shadows leave again or whatever, we can come back in and help rebuild everything with the people that are left over. They're hedging their bets. I also think about them in terms of the Vendrizi, right?
Hold on. Wasn't that the name of the steward, the guy who was like emperor between the emperor and Londo?
I forget his name.
That wasn't Vendrizi.
No, Vendrizi were the exogenesis aliens.
Okay.
So with them, their whole thing is like they were benevolent and cool to people. It's almost as if someone was dying, and the only way to save them was to implant them with like a symbiote that would bolster up their immune system long enough for them to live. But in this case, they're actually trading most of their life, but they're conscious for stuff.
But would the symbiote willingly leave once that happened, or like would they just sort of stay and take over?
I think in this case they could willingly leave, but some of them probably stayed and took over.
All right, Vendrizi. Wasn't that the name of Wallace Shawn's character in Princess Bride?
It might be. I don't know.
Okay. Delenn points out that it's Verini.
Verini
is the name I'm thinking.
That's the emperor.
Verini. Well, not emperor. He's the
regent.
What was the name? The regent. That's it. I was thinking steward. Like same idea. Okay. Yeah, regent.
But yeah, so the Vendrizi, they basically accumulate knowledge. They've got tens and tens of thousands of art and culture and knowledge and science and all of these things that they're just going around soaking up and then they're disappearing. And we were just all like, where the heck did they go? What the heck? That's dumb. Well, they probably went to the same place that the Technomages went. They all figured we were done. This Shadow War will be the last. And so we got to come back and help rebuild.
We would not have our knowledge lost or used to ill purpose. From this place, we will launch ourselves into the stars. With luck, we'll never see our kind again in your lifetime.
They really talk about going beyond.
I know you have your orders,
or at least implying it. Because what we get in Crusade is, no, they just went into hiding. They didn't leave. They just went into hiding.
I can only ask you to trust us.
What did he just do in Sheridan's hand?
He just pulled a quarter out of his ear. I mean, really, that's what he did.
Oh, that's Orange Blossom.
Yeah.
Orange Blossom.
He likes his fruit.
So Sheridan's got a ton of righteous indignation.
Yeah.
You have to answer my questions. I need to know these. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why is Elric under any obligation to answer any questions? They're people.
Because he's the commander.
With legal traveling documentation. Like, they're just rolling. Or in the Earth Earth Alliance, do you not have freedom of movement? Even if you have all your documents, you can still. I don't know. I feel like Elric is being harassed through this whole thing.
He feels the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like he's being obstinate, but honestly, it's his right to be obstinate too.
Selection. Do not interfere.
I have to. I can't have this station disrupted any further. This has to stop, and it has to stop now.
I have solution to our problem.
Go on.
You tell Purple Drazi to gather in Brown 29, not used by others, will not be disturbed. Talk peace talk. Find solution. If you tell, they will trust.
All right, then what?
Why do they think that?
When all Purple Drazi in one...
See, I don't think his plan's going to work anyway.
Because Ivanova, like, they don't have...
Well,
have
his whole thing's like, bring them here and talk peace and all of this stuff, and they're going to come. Why do you think the Purple are going to come talk peace with Ivanova? There's no evidence of that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
One place, open hatch to space, flush oxygen, vacuum. Purple Drazi cannot breathe. All Purple Drazi die. Station is quiet again. No more fighting.
Problem solved.
Drazi win. You win. Everybody win.
I don't believe this.
Hacklets.
You're talking about the cold-blooded slaughter of almost 2,000 Drazi. Don't you understand? These are your own people.
No, Purple.
Ah, it's your Purple.
You would help? Purple.
No.
Purple. Great shame. We already sent word to Purple to come. Use your name. You will stay here until we are done. Now we finish this our way.
Did he just gank that thing off her hand? He sure did. I thought, weren't those things like molecularly bonded? I don't feel like they shouldn't be that easy to take off.
Especially somebody else. It should be you taking it.
Yeah, although it would rip your skin if they didn't.
What's going on? What's the commotion? We've got an uplink from Commander Ivanova. We got to clear out Brown 29 for some big Drazi meeting.
Well, how do you do, sir? I'm looking for the lady of the house, assuming you're not the lady of the house.
Oh, yeah, those are cool.
Anyway.
Assuming you're not the lady of the
to
house.
make your life easier, cleaner,
Oh, this is the
and
joke.
happier. Yes, sir, the Acme handy-dandy micro helper. Right here in this box. So trust me, okay?
Trust me, bro.
If there's anybody in here who needs a little help, just say the word and I'm here.
Carefully!
There it is. I wonder what taking a punch through prosthetics feels like.
That can't be good.
I don't want to find out. I'm just curious.
It's gonna be weird.
Cycle is Drazi year. 1 Drazi year equal 1.2 human years. Can you keep Purple Drazi prisoner that long, Eartha? This is our way. You could do nothing.
But don't you understand? This is insane. It doesn't make any sense to go around killing each other over a piece of cloth.
So great. Brent, do you remember one of the very first conversations you and I ever had around cultures and respecting cultures? It was on Beam Me Up. It's that long ago.
I can guess what the content of it was, but I don't remember the conversation specifically, no.
So I asked the question, is every culture worth honoring?
Okay.
Because we talk about that, right? We have to honor and respect people's culture. And so here we are. This is our way. This is our culture. We're not hurting anyone else.
Except they are.
Are they?
Well, they're damaging property on the station. They're creating ruckus on the station. They are creating whatever.
Venting them out of Brown 29 hurts no one but the Purple Drazi.
But you're using our facilities to do it.
Yeah.
Go use your own facilities.
Okay,
you do it on your world and your facilities and your whatever, and that's between you two, and this is your way, and they got you. Here's
Brent,
the thing. Yeah.
This is my culture. You have to give me a space for the cultural milestones and touchstones that we have.
No, I don't. I don't have to. There's no rule. There's no rule that in respecting your culture means that I have to accommodate and facilitate you doing your thing with your culture. There's no rule that says that. I can respect your culture. I can respect that your culture is the way it is, while at the same time disagreeing with your culture and disagreeing with how you go about stuff. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. Also, I do not have to provide avenues and facilities for you to do it. And I do not have to allow you to do the things of your culture in my space. But if you're in your space and your deal and you're over there and you're doing your thing, you know, as distasteful as I may find the way that you do stuff, I don't necessarily have to go tell you how to do that over there.
Yeah.
So,
but still, here we are saying, she's not making your argument. She's making the argument that you can't kill these people. You can't hurt these people.
Yeah.
And I think that, and Ron in our council chambers chat really hit it. And there's other people agreeing. Brent, you're right. And, people are right to agree. But this is the paradox of intolerance, right? We have to have tolerance for people and stuff. But if we have tolerance for things, then stuff like this happens. But if we're not tolerant of this, then we're intolerant. And isn't that the thing we were trying to fight in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
Something to think about.
It is definitely a paradox. That said, I also still believe that there are some things that are universally right and wrong. Killing people or not killing people, I think, is one of them.
So
in general, no, don't go to that part.
No, I'm going to the.
But go ahead.
So if that's a universal right or wrong, if it's universally wrong to kill people, oh man, I'm not going to ask you. That's too much of a dive.
Be careful what you're wading into.
Yeah, too much of an off track for that one.
Uh-huh.
But all of that to say, I just wanted to point out that like here, Ivanova's not saying can't do this here. We'll find a better place to go. She's like, this has to stop here and on your home world. You have to stop this. And she, again, with our ethics, she's not wrong, but they clearly don't share her ethics.
Mm-hmm. But what Ivanova is doing is she is practicing the application of the Prime Directive in the style of Captain James T. Kirk. So,
yeah, absolutely. We're not going to interfere, but this stops now.
Right. We're not going to interfere, but here's how I'm interfering. So,
do same, yes, for flag, for honor.
That's different.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, especially this.
Our flags at least mean something. It's not as arbitrary as yanking a color out of a box. I mean, you're fighting and dying over a stupid piece of cloth. Look, there's nothing special about it. It's not patriotic.
Did JMS, I'm sorry.
Star in the middle of it.
So you said at the beginning of this whole thing that JMS was using this as a metaphor for flags.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
They just called that out.
Yeah.
And did he just provide the answer to his own argument? Did he just debunk his own argument? Yeah, but our flags mean something.
Oh, I don't think
meaning
so.
behind them. You just have a stupid piece of cloth.
No, I think because this continues. This doesn't end with us feeling good about our flags and that it's a big thing. Like this turns into it's just a cloth or a rag. That's all we're dealing with.
What? What's wrong?
Who takes green is green, follows green leader. Who takes cloth for green leader is green leader. Greens follow green leader.
Wait a minute. You're saying this because I'm holding this right now?
Take it back.
I'm green leader? But I'm human.
You know what's interesting here?
Oh, I love this line. But yeah.
What's really interesting here is there is something within their culture. Okay, and there's something within the Drazi culture that when you're green and you follow the green leader, right? There is something that prevents the rest of the green from taking the cloth of the green leader because they follow the green leader.
Mm-hmm.
So when Ivanova just reaches up and yanks this cloth off this Drazi's neck, he's like, but we follow the leader. I mean, if that's all it takes, then what's to prevent any Drazi from yanking the cloth off anybody else's neck? Right?
Yeah, I could do a better job than you.
Yeah. But that's not their culture. Their culture, no, we follow. That's our leader. We follow that person. That person drew the thing. We don't, why would we ever take that? That's theirs. That's their, she just yoinks it and immediately you're now the leader.
Just like that,
and the dude who just lost his cloth doesn't even question it. What I do love, and if you could take this watermark down and show, I want you to look at the Drazi just to the left of this man.
Totally.
He is eyeballing this dude like, also, you're nothing right now. I'm trying to decide if I should kill you and attack you or what.
Yeah. What do I do? You're nothing.
And what is this guy? He has no cloth. What is he now?
Yeah, if you're neither, what are you? Third-party voter throwing it away.
Older than contact with other races. Did not mention aliens. Rules change.
Green leader says, you're all coming with us down to the quartermaster's office. I'm sure there'll be some dye hanging around. Those of you not spending the next 2 months in the brig for assaulting an Earth Alliance officer are going to look absolutely gorgeous in purple.
Stunning. Should have said stunning.
Perhaps my enthusiasm for a personal meeting was excessive. I apologize.
It's like the magic words,
right?
I'm
now
pleased to see that you are
here's the thing. We know there's this whole conversation coming up with Elric and Londo here in just a moment, and that's a major foreshadowing event. That is a big foreshadowing moment right there.
It really is.
Sympathetic and understanding group.
And Ben points out, Ben, good call.
Yeah.
good call. Ben points out in The Long Night of Londo Mollari, he says he's never apologized for anything. False.
Yeah, right here. And Nia brings it up also. Yeah.
Oh, good call, Ben.
Yeah, that's really good. Because he didn't mean it here.
No. He did it. It counts.
I wanted to thank you for your amusing little gift.
Corin is Babylon
It took me
5's
2
guy.
hours to repair the damage to my corpse. And I don't think the smell will go away for days.
I like the smile on his face.
Does this torment end when you leave? Or am I going to have to spend the rest of my life paying for one little mistake?
Afraid you're going to have to spend the rest of your life paying for your mistakes. Not this one, of course. It's trivial. I have withdrawn the spell, but there will be others.
What are you talking about?
You are touched by darkness, Ambassador. Oh, I believe it was an endorsement you wanted. A word or two, a picture to send to the folks back home, confirming that you have a destiny before you.
Yes, it was just a thought, nothing more.
Well, take this for what little it will profit you.
Notice
As
the
I look
music
at you,
change?
Ambassador Mollari, I see a great hand reaching out of the stars. The hand is your hand, and I hear sounds. The sounds of billions of people calling your name.
My followers?
Your victims.
Oh, and he just pieces out. Oh, my God.
That's something else.
Yeah.
Now, in, 22 episodes or so, we're going to catch, Ivanova is going to be out seeking the first ones. Like her and Marcus are out doing a thing, right? And we're going to see a hand coming out of a cloud doing a thing. I've always thought that hand was what he was referring to here. But what he said was, that hand is your hand. And so now, in my head, I'm kind of going, is it possible that those two things still match up? And that hand, as a first one, was actually Londo's hand, and there's some bigger metaphysical thing that we don't know that has something, or are those just two completely separate hands?
I feel like the idea of a hand comes up a couple of times. We get it in the vision, and I think it's an Acts of Sacrifice with Sheridan. It comes up, and so I think it's all a metaphor, and none of it actually connects to anything that ever actually happens.
Right. And Ben points out Ivanova doesn't see the hand, it's Londo in a dream as a metaphor. Okay, fine. Yeah. I missed the details on it. So maybe it is still the hand. That is his hand. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Technomages is requesting permission to leave. What do I tell them?
Do you have all the Technomages? Check that first.
Part of me says we'll not see their like again.
Dang right.
Part of me that still believes in magic says don't be so sure.
Part of me that believes in magic says there might be a spin-off at some point where we can do some stuff with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brent, well, we just watched Geometry of Shadows for the second time. Talked a lot about it during the episode itself, so let's kind of jump into the meat of, I think, especially this episode. You were jotting them down as we were going. What kind of messages did you pull out of this one?
There's actually some really good stuff in this episode.
Yeah.
And I want to officially retract everything I said negative about this episode in my first watch.
Okay.
Jal'Zha storyline came to a conclusion. The Technomage storyline came to a conclusion as best as it needed to. Mm-hmm. They said their deal. It's probably, and I will say this is 100% mitigated by the fact of I know where this goes, right? I still think as a first-time watcher, you're coming through this, there's a little bit of a jarringness to this episode that's just like, what is this where are they going with this? But second time through, solid episode.
Yeah.
Really good episode. I thoroughly enjoyed this. The biggest thing here to me is Garibaldi. Garibaldi is worried that he is going to be asked a question that he doesn't have an answer to.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And there's a few things you can go with that. One of the things that occurred to me is things are almost always worse in your head than they are in real life.
Right.
You're having that conversation in your head with somebody else. Like you're fully playing out the conversation, right? And that is almost always never the way that the conversation goes, right? And a lot of times what I find I do, and I know a lot of other people do, is they say somebody else's yes or no for them. Garibaldi's like, is Sheridan even going to want me?
Nah, probably not.
He's not even going to want me, so I might as well not even. And he's doubting so much. He's doubting his worth. He's doubting his value. He's doubting his place. He's doubting all of this stuff. And I said in the show, this almost could be renamed How Garibaldi Gets His Groove Back.
Totally. Yeah.
Because he finds his place again. Now, if we could all go into Brent's counseling room, I would tell you your value is more than the things you do at your job.
Mm-hmm.
Your value is not wrapped up in that at all as a person. But Garibaldi clearly places his value as a person in his job. And I would encourage people to not do that. And it's really hard, especially for guys. I know it is for girls sometimes too, but just very generally speaking, it's very hard for guys to do this. I get that. However, we see at the end, the answer to this whole thing is, what did Garibaldi find out by the end? He knew what he had to offer.
Yeah. His
what
value.
he could do that nobody else could do, the value he could add to the organization in a way that somebody else couldn't do. Right. And I think that is so, if you can find your value, that the thing that you bring to the table that nobody else brings, you're going to find where you're meant to be, and I think that's really important to know. So that's the big one. Texas Anla'Shok in our council chambers had this insight, and I thought it was really good. They pointed out Ivanova tries to solve the Drazi conflict with logic, but the problem is the conflict is illogical.
Yeah.
And it's you take that for what you want, but it's hard to solve the illogical with logic. Sometimes you have to meet it with and this feels like something we would see somewhere in Star Trek. Honestly, you've got to meet the illogical with more illogical stuff. But I loved that little bit. But the last one I really had is talking about Londo. Londo. You actually said this, Jeff, and I loved what you said here. We were talking about how we've seen the real Londo, was born to the purple, and he's wearing his mask, and his shoes are too tight, and he forgot how to dance. And I'd said, but look how easily he is distracted by the real Londo, or the real Londo gets distracted by the light and the glimmer of the power. Like he's just entranced by that, right? Like this draws him. And you had a great word, Jeff. You said, don't get too comfortable in your mask.
Mm-hmm.
Londo is comfortable in his mask. He's comfortable wearing his mask. Don't get comfortable in your mask. Be uncomfortable. Do what it takes to stay. When you know that that's a mask, when you know that that is a falsehood, that you're placing your value in something that is not valuable, don't be comfortable in that mask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get rid of that. Do the work that it takes to stay uncomfortable. And the thing is it can be really, really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, just on a personal level, recent events that have to do with someone who is very close to me. No one should ever have to spend their lifetime paying for one little mistake.
Right. Yeah.
Paying for one little mistake that frankly is even above your head. You know what I mean? Like, it just, don't impugn people. Like, nobody should ever have to do that. There should always be grace. There should always be a path for redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Right. And I know what I said and I stand by it. There should always be a path for redemption.
Yep. I agree.
How about you, Jeff? You got anything?
Like you had mentioned that it's not easy to live, stay uncomfortable and stay out of your mask. Well, I loved this one. We talked about it during the episode, so I won't go into it a lot, but the universe doesn't give you any points for doing things that are easy.
Say it.
I mean, it was all in the episode. I love, we have this little string of episodes that are coming up where we talk about the universe and how it interacts with us. And one of the lines that I didn't capture all of it because Veer was just going off. Like this is a core belief system for him he's been holding on to.
Mm-hmm.
The universe is made of currents and eddies. He goes, that says the currents that we have to fight look like the currents that we have to embrace. The ones that we think will destroy us are actually the ones that'll make us stronger. And he, went on with a couple more and with more words, and he kind of really got rolling. But it really is about, like we can use that mask example. Mm-hmm. That mask looks like something I should embrace. Like I get power when I do that and a better page. Yeah, it's a thing I should actually be fighting. And it looks like it's going to make me stronger, but no. Londo's mask truly destroys him. What masks are we wearing, right?
Yeah.
But the one, and again, we also talked about it, is we learned the true magic words. It's not the 14 words that make you fall in love. It's not the 7 words that make someone go without pain. It's 2 words. I apologize. I saw the magic in this time, and Londo didn't even mean it when he said them, and they still had magic. Like, imagine if he had meant it.
Yeah, and so people were talking about that in our council chambers. You know, an apology said under duress is not really an apology, and yes, and I think there's more to have that conversation as well that is beyond the scope of this particular deal. But I love what you just said there, Jeff. Even when you don't mean it, there's still magic in the words.
There's some magic there.
There's just magic there. There really is.
Sometimes that magic can be evil magic and blow up in your face and be horrible, right?
Yeah.
Like we've talked about before. Hey, I'm really sorry that you feel that way. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I apologize that you caught me doing that.
Right.
That's no good, but
that's not it. Well, Jeff, those are some of the new messages we caught coming out of the show. Good. I think this is a good episode. Now that's me. That's my opinion. You know, I'm looking, we do this thing as we go through where we create the 100%, the completely accurate and definitive ranking of season 2 of Babylon 5, especially here on the second watch through. Jeff, where did we wind up with Geometry of Shadows in the last one?
Do you want to take a guess?
It was probably low. It was probably real low. Like, I'm going to say 18 or lower.
Oh, wow. No, 15, a little bit better.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where, just out of curiosity, where did Points of Departure and Revelations fit in comparison to that? Were they above or below?
So Revelations was 20. So it was below. And then Points of Departure was 12, just above it.
So Points of Departure actually was, I mean, in the upper crust there. Like, and then Geometry of Shadow. Geometry of Shadow is still kind of near the top of the bottom half, right?
Yeah.
Points of Revelations, not so much. Well, Jeff, it falls to you this week, my friend, to place this in our 100% completely accurate and definitive ranking of round 2 of Babylon 5. Is this going to split between Points of Departure and Revelations? Is this going to take the new number 1, or is this one going down in your book? I know where it would go for me, but where does it go for you, my friend?
It's so interesting because I see these episodes are so different now. You know, there was a time where Geometry of Shadows there was a time, it actually happened, but would easily go above Revelations. Like that would have been a slam dunk. Mm-hmm. That is not a slam dunk this time. And so I find myself with all 3 of these episodes looking at them and thinking to myself, which one do I want to watch right now? If I walked out of here and turned one on, which one do I want to watch again? It's not Revelations. Here's the thing, we talked about it. It was a great episode, but that sister stuff, I don't know that I'm ever going to watch that one again. Or I'm definitely going to fast forward through a lot of it. Points of Departure, yeah, I'll watch that one again. But it's I don't know. But Geometry of Shadows, I'm 100% going to watch again because Brent, this is our new number 1.
This is our new number. That is correct.
Yeah.
My friend Jeff, you have got the right answer here. Yeah, no, it's good. Here's the thing. I don't know that Geometry of Shadows is going to stay this high in the list.
I agree.
Like certainly it's not going to be number 1, but I don't know that it's going to be like in the top 10. It might be. And I say that because the second half of season 2 is so strong.
So strong.
It's so strong. So if I gave it a final prediction, I think it's going to find itself in that maybe I'm going to guess 9 to 13, 14 range. So it's going to drop pretty significantly. It's not going to be that much above where it was last time, but I think that's just a reflection of how strong the second half of the season is going to be.
I agree.
You know, that said, if this stayed relatively high, like top 5, top 6, top 7, I would not hate that. Like, I quite like this episode a lot coming out of this.
It's fun, and it gave you a lot to think about. It was great.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, that's going to do it for us here for Geometry of Shadows. We got a not new episode coming up next week, A Distant Star. Jeff, I want you to think about not what you thought about this episode, but go back to when we were just listening to the title and making a prediction. Do you remember what that prediction happened to be?
I do. I thought we were going to get what we thought we were going to get in this one and get some of the Shadows backstory. I was hoping maybe a little bit of the Jaquan stuff. Like I remember like getting really interested in Jaquan and wanting to learn more there, but figured this was pretty much going to be about the Shadows. Do you remember what you predicted?
I did. I predicted this to be the literary device of season 2 of The Prophet, the episode of The Prophet. You know, in literature, there's in classic literature, there always seems to be a prophet who comes in relatively towards the beginning, and they tell the hero, like, here's what you're going to need and here's what you're going to do in order to defeat the bad guy by the end. And I kind of felt like this was going to be that episode. You made fun of me because apparently I've kept talking about a prophet for quite a while. So whatever. But yeah, that was my prediction, was this was going to be that episode where somebody's going to come on the station and tell us what we have to do to win.
Cool. Sounds good. I'm excited to find out how it rates for us next week when we watch it right here. Thanks for joining us for this dissection of the proofs and the theorems behind the geometry of shadows. It's been great having you here. If you haven't already, please comment down below if there's a mechanism for commenting. Rate us, review us, give us the stars, do all those things. That's all super cool. If you're called to serve, if the calling of your heart is to serve, then do us a huge favor and share this show. Like, that means a lot. It tells us that you're, part of the community and that you want more really cool people to be a part of our absolutely incredible community. So with that, I'm going to wrap up. Head out.
Hey,
Brent.
Jeff.
Yes. What's up?
Hey, so we do this thing here at the end, and last time when I was re-listening to the episode, actually I kind of liked the end. I thought it was really funny. We did this whole like non-stop purple and green thing.
Yeah.
Purple, green, right? And then we even, like, when we hit the outro music, like we played the outro music, and then afterwards we came back in, and Jeff, it was like a solid minute, if not more, of us just continuing purple, green. It was one of those like it was funny, and then it stopped being funny, and then it got funny again, and it just kept getting funnier. I'm not sure we should do that this time, though. Like, it's too easy. I don't know. It was funny then. We just can't do it again.
Yes, we can.
No, we can't.
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 Yes. Yes, we can.
No, we can't.
I mean, we're not some deep space franchise. This station is about something.
Can.
No, we can't.
Yes, we can.
No, we can't.
Yes, we can.
No, we can't.
Yes, we can.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? No, we can't.
Yes, we can.
No, we can't.
Sí se puede.
I don't know what you said, but no, we can't.
Yes, we can.
No, we cannot.
Yes, we can.
No, can't.
Yes, we can.
Cannot.
Can.
Cannot. We cannot.
Can, infinity.
Can. Double infinity, no kickbacks.
Can, double infinity plus.